Everyone's speculating something's going to happen. We need to get ready that Bitcoin will hit $1 million by 2030. That's only 7 years, guys. That's only 7 years. That's basically one and a half, almost 2 cycles. Okay, that's not that long. That's really not that long. And is she just pulling this out of thin air? No, she's making a case for it. Well, this, first of all, just looking at the strength of Bitcoin from 2017, 18, 19, and then goes skipping up to 22, you could see the fundamentals of Bitcoin continues to grow. This is despite 2022 being horrible, right? Hash rate, like 20 times higher than 2017. Supply last moved 1 year ago at an all-time high. Addresses with non-zero balances double from since 2017. Long-term holder supply at 72%. Lightning Network, which really didn't even exist in 2017, has now expanded greatly. I mean, just look at the metrics there. You can't ignore that. You really can't. And if you compare it to other assets, global equities, gold, right? Nothing is anywhere close. And not only these metrics, but if you look at what else is out there, basically she's anticipating that Bitcoin is take a chunk out of a lot of the other assets that traditionally fund managers and others would be buying, and Bitcoin's going to steal a little bit of it. Just a little bit. Not even a whole lot, but if Bitcoin just stole just a little bit of it, Bitcoin is going to hit over $1 million by 2030. That's the bull case, 1.5 million. Even if you have a base case, it just steals just slightly. Still anticipated to go to $683,000. That would give Bitcoin a higher market cap than gold. The market cap will sit around probably 13 trillion then. And even in the bear case, think about it. Bear case, the worst case scenario, Bitcoin should be at 258,500. This is according to Kathy Wood of ARK Invest. So think about that, okay? So when it comes to investing, when it comes to life-changing wealth or financial freedom, right? Everyone wants it right away. I need to attain it within the next month. I need to attain it within the next year, right? But if you simply zoom out your horizon just a little bit, 5 to 7 years, 5 to 10 years, which really isn't that long, this could be coming. If you thought Bitcoin topped out or is too big, wait until Bitcoin hits 600,000 or $1 million someday. It's coming. It's coming. Other things that are coming. Open interest is at a month high. People are loading up on Bitcoin right now, right? Because despite what's going on, despite the volatility, despite the speculation of further rate hikes and inflation and economy and all the macro stuff, right? All this in the long run only helps strengthen Bitcoin's case. The shenanigans that the central banks have done to get us here, right? That is exactly what Satoshi wanted to avoid. That's why he, she, whoever created Bitcoin to get away from that. Distrust in banks, distrust in central banks, distrust in governments, right? So long term, all of this that we're going through is only fueling Bitcoin's case. And that is why Kathy Wood is still maintaining money is coming into Bitcoin. If you look at the week ending in January 27th, you saw a huge amount of money inflowing into Bitcoin. And you see not a whole lot for everything else. Multi-assets, just assets in general, actually went down. Let me remove my camera here. You can see it went down. Where did all the money go? Into Bitcoin. This is just last week. This is a tremendous amount. Tremendous amount. And then we got the golden ratio multiplier, measuring Bitcoin, again, to previous cycles, right? We're mimicking exactly what happened in 2018, in 2015, even in 2012, right? It's happening. It's happening the same way. Even with the macro conditions different. And I know people make this case, and I make this case sometimes too. Well, all previous times Bitcoin was in a rally, was in a bull market, right? Equities went up for basically 12 years. So that's why I held Bitcoin, right? Well, 2022 was pretty horrible. Pretty horrible with all the macro conditions. And you could argue even 2021 and 2020, right? But Bitcoin still following the same path as before. So that argument kind of gets thrown out the window. And then, of course, this, very similar to the 2018 bottom, right? We had 13 consecutive weeks of downs, and then we started recovering. Guess what happened? We just had 13 weeks of downs, and now we're recovering, right? So, did the macro conditions really affect Bitcoin's movement? I don't know. Looking at this, no, not so much. Not so much. Bitcoin is doing what it always does and continuing forward despite FTX and despite Celsius and despite everything else that's going on, despite the horrible macro conditions, Bitcoin continues to move forward, right? And here's something else, the golden cross. This is what we're waiting for, the ultimate bullish signal. When the 50 EMA crosses above the 200 EMA, it's about to happen. And the last two times this happened, Bitcoin went up 135%. That was back in 2021, and 740% back in 2020. Good days are coming. Good days are coming, guys.